Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it. We have officially made it to the best time of the year, and no, I'm not talking about Thanksgiving. Even though I do miss the mac and cheese. I mean, you won't see me pass up on a plate of mac and cheese, but that's besides the point. It is the NBA Finals. We have the Celtics, the Boston Celtics, the constantly favored Celtics. They have escaped the Eastern Conference Finals, thankfully, because there's no playoff Butler this year. And they have landed a spot in the NBA Finals. I said finals. But they're going up against an opponent, a deadly opponent. The most unstoppable white boy in the league right now, with playing alongside peak Kyrie. We have in the blue corner, the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, the Dallas Mavericks, who have been playing debatably, other than the Celtics, playing the best ball of the season. Now, before we get into my reasonings, because I already gave my prediction, before I talk about my prediction and my reasonings, we get into different topics, make sure you check the description, and I will be uploading an ASMR version of this. Yes, for all my ASMR fans, I will upload an ASMR version of this, and I'm gonna try to get out a Madden video. So expect 2 to 3 videos today. Your boy's off. I did some overtime yesterday, so we're going, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make these videos. We're gonna make these bangers. All right, so let's just get to my original prediction. My original prediction was Mavericks in 7. Now, I am a Celtics fan. If you are new to the channel, for the rest of you guys, you already know how I'm rocking. I'm putting myself in a good situation here. Either my prediction's gonna be right or my favorite team is gonna win. So y'all thought I was going outside. I told you my playoff predictions since the second round have been spooky. I'm not gonna lie, especially on the Western Conference side. It got really spooky in the second round. I thought the Western Conference Finals would be Thunder versus the Nuggets, and then I thought the East would be the Knicks versus the Celtics. Now, we didn't get that exactly, but I will take an easy trip to the finals as a Celtics fan. I will take that. Now, part of me is choosing the Dallas Mavericks because I am scared to bet on Jason Tatum. Not that he's gonna choke. I don't think he's gonna play worse than he did against the Warriors in 2022. But man, I've been so wrong about these playoffs. I'm just not risking it. I'm just not risking it. But now let's get to the analysis part of why I picked Mavericks in 7. And it mostly has to just do with play style and coaching. That is gonna be the biggest reason I feel why the Dallas Mavericks will win. All right, because the Celtics are the more talented team in my opinion. I think if you look at especially if you just look at the starting lineup, I mean, you have legit, I can make an argument, you have 4 All-Stars on the Celtics. And then there's Derek White, who's like a Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Celtics are definitely the more talented team. But unfortunately, we still play stupid basketball. Now, I watch the Celtics a lot. I made it an effort not to watch them too much this year because I knew we were gonna be a regular season powerhouse, and I wanted to see how we played in the playoffs. But I still did watch them in the regular season quite a bit, and it does look like they've taken a step in maturity. But it's hard to say that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum took a step in maturity-wise, because did they take a step in maturity, or did they just not play the best players? You know what I mean? They didn't, like I said, they didn't have to play a Butler. They didn't have to see Giannis this year. You know what I mean? They didn't even have to see a fully healthy Knicks team. So are they really taking that next step in their maturity? Or does it just look like they're taking that next step because of who the opponents they have been facing? And I'm leaning towards the latter. But like I said, I do see some growth. It's just going to come down to, is Mazzulla just going to have them shoot a bunch of threes? And of course he's going to let them shoot that. That's what they've been doing for 5 years. That's been their identity for 5 years. Be an elite defensive team and chuck up as many threes as possible. I don't understand it. You have a 6'9", 0.4/ wing player who could score off the dribble and Tatum, and they don't want to post him up. They don't want to. He's freaking 6'9", but yet he wants to play like 2016 James Harden. You're not 2006. Stop with the step backs. Stop with the settling for threes. You know how many turnovers the Celtics had against like good playoff teams because they want to play around on the perimeter instead of posting up? Now, I will give them credit. They do post up Porzingis. I even saw that in the regular season. But they need to post him up even more, and they need to post up Tatum with him. or have Tatum have Tatum and Porzingis take turns posting up. But no, they think we're the Houston Rockets. They think we're supposed to shoot 45 threes. All right, that's the ideology that the Celtics have. I don't think they understand that Tatum is 6'9". I don't think they understand that Jaylen Brown has trouble dribbling against tight perimeter defense and aggressive perimeter defense, and that he has a good post-up game. He's 6'6" as well. You got Porzingis. You have even Drew Holiday, damn it, has a post game. But it seems like Drew Holiday and Porzingis are the only ones who consistently use it. Jaylen Brown and Tatum want to just shoot threes all day. Now, I will give Jaylen Brown some credit. He does get to his dribble pull-up a little more than Jason Tatum gets to his mid-range game. But Tatum, I think if we really want to be a serious threat to Dallas, we're going to have to post up. It's just going to be that simple. We cannot play like the 2018 Rockets or the 17, or you know what I'm saying, the James Harden Rockets. We just cannot do that. It's ridiculous. We have so much size. No Diddy. But it's just unexcusable, man, especially if we're losing, especially when we're not making them. Like, if we're making them, all right, I kind of get it, we're on fire, you're seeing the ball go in, you might have a hot hand. Man, we could be shooting 25% and we just will not stop. So, if it comes down to that, we're not going to make the series, we're not going to make threes all game. So, even if we do make them in the first game or the second game, it's not going to last. You can't rely on that to carry you throughout the series. So, that is my biggest concern with the Celtics. Now let's get to the concerns about the Mavericks before we get into the positives about the Celtics and then the positives about the Mavericks. So what is the Mavericks' disadvantage? I would just say maybe their talent from a star perspective. They only have 2 people. Now clearly the 2 people have been more than enough over the last few series to get the job done. But they still only have 2 people who could really put the ball on the floor. Now, over the last few series, the 2 people have been more than enough, and the 2 people I'm referring to is Luka and Kyrie, of course. But the thing is, if you get the ball out of their hands, which the Timberwolves did not do, that stupid-ass drop coverage they kept doing, no adjustments made. If you force the ball out of Luka's hands, they're going to have to put the ball in P.J. Washington, Josh Green's, or Derek Lively's hands, or Daniel Gafford. And can they make the right play with the ball in their hands and the clutch big moment? You know what I'm saying? In a series like this in the NBA Finals, they might get a little nervous. Derek Lively is a rookie. Now, he plays with a lot of confidence, a lot of edge, but rookies are prone to mistakes, man, especially when you have to make quick decisions on the fly. So if they double Luka or get the ball out of Kyrie and Luka's hands, which they do have the personnel to do with Derek White, Brown, Holiday, Tatum can switch on to Luka, they have the personnel to get the ball out of the star player's hands and make somebody else make a play and beat them. So that's what I think the disadvantage is for the Mavericks. Now let's talk about the positives for the Celtics. I would say the biggest positive is their defense in terms of them being able to switch everything. You have to put Jason Tatum on Luka at some point. At some point, you have to use Jason Tatum's size and athleticism and make Luka work for it. I saw in the regular season a couple times, Jason Tatum got some big blocks on Luka. I don't want to say he dominated the matchup, even though the Celtics did win. That was before Luka had all this help with him. But I have seen Jason Tatum play Luka head-to-head very well. So I would like to see Jason Tatum spend a lot of time guarding Luka. And then I would like to see Jaylen Brown be the biggest offensive weapon. Make Jason Tatum the most important defender, primary defender on Luka for certain stretches, and have Jaylen Brown carry the offense because he's shown over this playoffs that he can carry the offense. He got the conference finals player of the year, so he's more than capable of doing it. He's having his best playoff season, his best playoff run. I used to get on Jaylen Brown because I used to say he only had one playoff run. That was 2019, where all his regular season numbers went up once the playoffs came around. This is his second time in his career where his regular season numbers have increased in going into the playoffs and in the playoffs since 2019. So Jaylen Brown's having a phenomenal season, a phenomenal playoff run. I think he can shoulder some of the offensive burden that Tatum was carrying a lot on his own. Now let's get to the positives of the Mavericks. You have the 2 most clutch players in the series. It's not even close. And that's the benefit of being a Mavericks fan and being a Mavericks being a part of the Mavericks team. You're always going to have the two most lethal clutch players on the court at all times. And that's the biggest reason why I'm picking them. I just think they're going to out-clutch them. I think the Celtics are going to play stupid. I think we're going to chuck a bunch of threes. I think the series will be split 2-2 going into Game 5. And I think the Mavericks are going to make all the biggest plays, all the correct plays down the stretch. I think Jason Kidd being a Hall of Famer and being a former elite player helps them because he can see the game from an elite point guard perspective and help Luka and Kyrie down the stretch and give them advice on what they need to do. Not that Luka leads it, really. He's a genius, damn it. But I just think that they have the most two clutch players. I think Tatum and Brown are going to do stupid things at some point. I'm rooting for them. I hope they don't. But my gut is really telling me Mavericks in 7. And like I said, you're not going to have me depend on Jason Tatum every game in the finals. I'm not doing it to myself this year. Mavericks in 7, unless the Celtics surprise me. Hopefully we win. I'm out.